Cool. So maybe we'll get started. What's the time? Yeah, we'll get started. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We're really excited to share this lesson with you today. So this is all based, we've kind of done a bit of an adapted lesson plan to kind of link it back to Valentine's Day to make it a little bit fun for Valentine's Day. We've had, as you saw before, we've got lots of fun activities that they've designed all for Kybot. You've got the little sleeves, which are super cute. There we go. Cool. So those are all, like I said, on the side there that you can download and share and do with your students in class, which is great. But just to give you a bit of a background on what we've got planned for today, like I said, we've adapted it's called a heart attack lesson. That's all based around coding. What we really want to show you today throughout our webinar is that scaffolding approach that we offer with Kybot. So how we can go from sort of your basic coding skills with your coding cards right up until coding more efficiently. So you can kind of scaffold your Kybot from your early kind of K to 3s up until your sort of 5 to 8s. Yeah. So it's just showing you what's possible with Kybot today. We just kind of wanted to show you a little bit more on what the possibilities are and how you can integrate it into your classroom. We've got so many amazing lessons that you can all integrate back into your lesson plans, whether it be literacy, computer science, whatever it is, you can all relate it back to coding. So yeah, it's all about how we can kind of do that approach today.
Yeah. So as a quick thing for those that might be attending or coming online now, as an introduction, again, I'm Olivia and this is Nikki.
Yes, apologies, I forgot to say that. So yeah, nice to see you all today.
Nikki's in charge of the sales worldwide, so she looks after that side, and I'm the new community manager, so I'm excited to get in touch with you all, and thank you for attending.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and I'm sure you've probably seen or heard from both of us throughout the company, so yeah, welcome to everyone. Also, if you want to know a little fun fact for you today, I was researching about Valentine's Day and some fun facts. So apparently in the US, there's 145 million cards sent and received on Valentine's Day. It's one of the most popular days.
Oh, well, everyone's sending their love across the world.
So everyone get writing your cards. So there you go, fun fact for Valentine's Day for you all. Cool. Now let's get into our lesson plans. So like I said, we want to really show you what's possible with Kybot today. So we're going to do a little bit of coding. We're going to try and keep this webinar kind of short and sweet, as they say. If you have any questions, please feel free to fire them at us. We love hearing your stories, hearing your questions and things, so feel free to ask us anything along the way. But yeah, cool.
So just double checking, everyone can see the PowerPoint slide that is screened on the webinar now. Let me just yes or a thumbs up emoji in the chat.
Yes.
Awesome. Yay. Thank you, Mary. So today we're going to do coding Cupid's Path. Oh, how cute. So we'll go through the lesson plan and the setup, physical setup. Then I'm going to define to you the stage that you can go from the K to 2 to the loops, so that's about 3 to 5 CSTA, and then for the last part, which is the functions, and then the standards. So the functions is about the 6 to 8, and then the last part, which is the whole standards that this lesson encapsulates. So for the lesson plan and setup, I'll pass it to Nikki.
Yes, perfect. So what I might just show to you is I might actually share screen.
You want to share screen? Okay.
Yes. Just to show you the lesson plan and how it looks and how you can integrate it into your classes and how they come, just in case you haven't seen any of our lesson plans and things before. So I'll just quickly show you that. 1 second. Share screen. So this is our, like I said, our adapted. So we've based this all off one that you may have seen if you've worked with Kybot before. You may have seen that it's part of the heart attack one, but we've adapted it slightly just to make it work for our Valentine's presentation today. So you can see when you get the lesson plans, it's got all the standards, it's got all the objectives, it's got everything all laid out there for you. So sort of that side of the work is all done for you, which is really great. We want to make this as easy and effective as possible for you guys. So yeah, you can see we've got all the standards down here, relevance to the lesson, and then down here we talk more about the summary of it, the resources that we need. You've got a picture of the layout of how the tiles look for the students. Then we talk into sort of the basic code and things as well. So we've got everything here available so that you can have, I suppose, the answers and the how to do it all here for you as well. So like I said, we like to try and make it as easy because we know that obviously it can be hard to fit everything in as teachers. So we want to make it as easy as possible for you guys. So we've got all that information here for you. And this is all available, Conundrum Lite, conundrum.com, all of that on there as well. So you'll see those are all downloadable links to be able to view. So yeah, I just thought I'd quickly show you that. So that's our lesson plan for today, so to give you a bit of an overview. Now I'll come back to
Yes, Carol, you do get a copy of this.
Yes.
It should be in the chat, or if you go to handouts. Yes, thank you, Renelle. Yeah, it's under handouts. So
Yes.
you get the copy of the lesson plan, the presentation, as well as the activity sheets like I showed just earlier. So like things like this, it's in there as well. So if you want to cut them out. Oh, thank you so much.
If there's anything else that you need from us, just note it down in the chat and we can always send you extra things if you need anything as well. We're always here to help you guys. Perfect. So to show you a little bit of the plan and the setup today, like we said, it's a nice little heart. The heart attack one is actually based around 60 tiles, but 60 tiles was a little bit too big to fit on a little screen to show you today. So hence why we've adapted to make it 20, which is really cool. I will just share the screen, change cameras, just so you can see how we've set it up today. Olivia's done an awesome job. What I also really love about KaiBot is, as you can see in the middle here, we've kind of done, there you go, you can see how we've done the magnetic tiles. So you can have a little bit of fun with the kids and do, you know, little designs and things like that. You could do it with Lego, you could do it with magnetic tiles, you could do it with
paper.
You could even do it with paper. So yeah, it's just different ways you can get a little bit creative with your lesson as well. Great. So the objective today, we're going to show you, like I said, we're going to show you how we can do coding and how we can scaffold it for you. So we can show you how we can code halfway around the heart, and then we're going to show you how you can code the whole way around the heart back to the beginning again. So I will pass it over to our lovely Olivia, and she's going to show you how we're going to get started with our code.
Awesome. Okay, so as our code, I'm going to go through from beginning, like if you don't even know what code is, that is fine, all the way to coding functions. You'll be pros by the time you've finished this webinar. Okay, so with the coding cards, I wanted to first define what is code. And so code is almost like an instruction for a robot. Every card you see here, so if I go to the side view here, hold this up, is a line of code. So imagine this card is a line of code. So then we go here. And so what we're doing is we're telling our little KaiBot here an instruction for what to do. And a set of code, or a set of the cards, as I'll go here, and I will screen over here. So like lined up here like so. So with the start, the end, and the equivalent cards that we would like is what we call a block of code. So just some fun terminology for you. If someone sounds fancy and they're talking about code, you'll know what they mean. So this part here, this beginning part, is for our K to 5 and our K to 2. So it's the beginning stage. And we want to code KaiBot. If we go to our top-down view, I'll put him here, and I'll increase the slide for you guys. We want to code him just to tile 2, so just our little sequence here. So what do we do first, Nikki? What do you think?
So I think to start, we obviously need to move forward, don't we? So we're going to move forward. Okay. And what way are we going to go? We're going to go left.
All right.
Then we want to go forward again.
Yep.
And then we're going to do right.
And you made it.
I made it.
Awesome. So let's try it out. Let's see if Nikki's code is correct. So what we're going to do now is we'll go to the side view, and I will grab it up. So we go we go start, we go forward, we turn left, and then we go forward, and then we turn right, and we end our recording. And just like code, we got to have an open bracket and a closed bracket.
Yes.
So we'll grab our little Kybot, and it's real simple. We just tap it, and we start a recording.
You can see it goes into the little robot. You can see it comes up on the screen.
Forward.
So you know exactly what they've tapped across, which is great.
And then before we start it, I always recommend putting the run program right next to the tile that you want to start it, so you don't have to quickly go find things. So we run the program like so.
And away he goes.
Thank you, Shannon. I agree. This looks awesome. Oh,
Look at us. We did it right.
we got 1/4 of the way through the heart.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay, so let's go back to our presentation.
So what you can see here is obviously when you're looking at a heart shape, you can see that it actually repeats itself, doesn't it? You can see that we're going forward, turn left, forward, turn right. You can see that that's happening again, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So what you're actually seeing there, Nikki, is the secret sequence. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
So you're seeing the sequence that we can take to actually make our code more efficient. So if we want to get to, say, the next heart, so 12 here, what do we need to do? So we've coded, we've got to do our loop for that secret sequence. So if we go back, yes, for anyone that's just joining in now, our lesson plans are part of the handout, so you can download them right there. So
we're going to see how we can make this slightly more efficient, because like you said, there is a secret sequence. You can see that there's a repetition of the moves that we're doing. Therefore, that means that there must be a more efficient way of doing it. So
exactly.
how can we make this more efficient? By doing a loop.
That's right. So I'm going to introduce now what a loop is to you all. So what a loop is, if I go to the side here and show you the loop start and loop end, is a set of instructions and a sequence. And there's a lot of words on that screen, but is essentially saying, if I put the loop cards in, yes, that's right, Shannon, is that forward too? You're absolutely right. So what you're seeing there is the loop is going, we loop start and we loop end. And what that means is that we're repeating that loop twice, as you saw there. We're not seeing, please. Oh, can you not see the,
I made that here.
okay.
Yeah,
There we
show
go.
it this way.
Okay, can you see now? Put a thumbs up.
Show them under the
Oh, demonstrate. There we go. So
Right.
that's the loop start and the loop end. If we get the focus, there we go. And basically what that means is that every time we put the loop start and the loop end card, it means that the set of instructions or the set of code that we're going to put in will be repeated. So if we go across and we go back to our presentation and the front, you'll see here I've laid out what the loop is. So we're going what we've done there with our Kybot, which is just forward, turn left, forward, turn right, but we're doing it twice because there were two aspects of that. So Nikki's just going to hold it up.
Something that we've prepared earlier for you is, hopefully you can kind of see a little bit there. So you can kind of see exactly what Olivia's saying. Yeah. Oh, sorry, it's backwards, obviously. We've got our loop here. So this is our forward, turn left, forward, turn right, and we're doing it twice to go kind of up that arch of that heart.
Yes.
So you can see that. Can you make it bigger, please? Oh, yes, sorry.
Sorry.
Go this way.
Yeah.
Sorry, apologies. There you go. Oh, there you go.
As you can see. So we're going loop twice, forward, left, forward, right, and then loop end. And that should get us to tile 8 or the end of the heart, like so. So what you're looking here is like, whoa, there's so many cards here. This is the code that it takes to code around the heart.
So
And
back to the beginning again,
yeah.
all the way around.
And what you're seeing is actually, oh my God, there's actually no other places for a loop because there's no other repeating sequences. The only repeating sequence is at the top. How on earth do we make that more efficient? Well, we'll find out in a second. So let's prove that our Kaibot can do the loop around. So do you want to, oh, sorry. We'll go find, do you want to scan while I hold it?
Yes, sure.
There you go. There we go. So you could even do this on a whiteboard or an equivalent when you're starting to teach the code. You could have a set of answers, or you could take part of this out and say, what do we need to do here? And then we'll go end, and we'll go run.
Oh, good. Ah. Sorry, apologies. There you go. Now let's see. So you can see how just with that first repeating,
oh, of course,
sorry,
there we go.
Just with that first repeating sequence, you can see how we've adjusted to make the cards less, to make it more efficient, I suppose, for the students to do. So that's kind of where we're getting at with this lesson plan today. It's just to show you the possibilities of things, of how we can kind of adapt it from, you know, your 5 and 6 year olds all the way up to your kind of 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds. So it's just showing you that basics of how you can integrate it. Again, going back, we've got all of these printouts and things available. So although it may look overwhelming and that there's a lot to it.
I don't know. Shannon says it looks easy. Thank you, Shannon. I
agree. Everything's available for you to print out and have access to. So it's, yeah.
Awesome. So we'll go back to...
Cool. So you can see our little robot did it. He did his loop.
Woo! He did his loop. So now we're going, okay, I can get up to here. How do I actually get through around the whole heart? You're probably asking. Well, so we'll go back to our one table and I'll teach you the next segment. Oh, there we go. Functions. So what we're going to learn now is the last part. So this is more towards the older ages. As you can see here, you can go around the heart with just the loop and teach that to your elementaries or your up to your grades 5. So you can see there's obviously here, you can see how there's the loop and then the rest of the sequence that you need to go all the way around. So you can do it just with that one loop and you can go the whole way around. Or like we said, if you're wanting to integrate it and make it a little bit more advanced for those more experienced coders and older students, then this is the way you can do it. Yeah. Now, please let us know if anyone has any questions, if we've gone through anything too fast, and if you've got any questions, please feel free to fire them at us. We want to make this as interactive as we can with you, so please feel free to ask us any questions. How about we ask them a question? Ooh, okay, so as you can see, I've put out what the definition of function is, but what do you think in terms of a real world application or like something that you could apply the function meaning to for teaching? So I think metaphors and analogies are the best way of teaching. So if you were to equate a function, which is a set of instructions remembered by the robot, to everyday life, what would you might put it to? So is it like a car or like a thing, you know, like a robot, or even a walking down the street? You could even say, what does the asterisk mean on the card? Oh, yes, great question. So these asterisks, I'm just going to change the screen so you can see. You can see, so I'll just get it. Yeah, you got to bring it back. Sorry. Yes, so anyway, we can see that there's an asterisk there. Side. I think that's better. So what that's telling you is it's trying to tell you that there is something else that can go after that. So you can see with that loop, we did that forward, turn left, right, whatever it was. You could see that we needed to do that 2 times. So instead of going, like we said, repeating all those cards twice, you can actually, where there's an asterisk, you can get the little cards like so by how many times you want to do it. See how the colors all
work together. So it makes it nice and easy to understand what needs to go in afterwards. So these cards are, you've got 2 to 6, I think it is. So you can repeat it however many times. So it makes it nice and easy. So yes, wonderful question. Thank you. Perfect. Wonderful question. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Cool. So back to our functions.
So just as a reference of what a function is, it's a set of instructions remembered by the robot for convenience, because overall the robot is going around the heart. So computationally or like robotically, it does the same thing. But what this does for us is it makes it convenient for us to call or to tell the robot what to do, or it makes it easy for us to remember. So think of it like a nickname almost. A function is like a nickname. We're giving the robot a nickname to remember by, to remember the instructions by. So I'm going to grab.
So you're telling me that this little robot, this little guy here, can remember things.
Yeah,
Not only does he scan codes and remember that for then, he can remember things for longer than that.
Yes. So once you scan,
a very talented little guy he is.
your function, like so, he will remember this function.
Oh yeah,
oh yes.
Sorry guys, just getting used to these things.
He will remember these functions for the remainder of the recording, or for the remainder of however long you have the bot on, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to recode a function, you just simply start it again. So we start here. So I will explain these functions out. So as you can see, this is the evolution of our initial function our initial loop that we did throughout the whole session. So once we get up to 8, if you recognize, this is the loop up here, and that's function 1. So what is this function down here? So if I go top down for a minute, you'll notice that once we reach up to here and go around here, there is another sequence here.
Yes, you
and
can.
And it's repeated. So this side is repeated, and this side is also repeated.
Yes, there's the same shape of a heart. So you can
Make
it more efficient again. That's awesome. So it's quite fun for the kids to be able to work it out with all sorts of different shapes and different designs and things that you can do. Obviously, there's lots of mazes and funs that you can create and get your students to create, I should say. So yeah, they can have a lot of fun with working out all these things as well, which is quite cool.
Yeah, so that's the scaffolding nature. If we go back to our presentation, as you can see, this is probably for more the senior end. So
yes,
I'm going to grab out our functions.
So we've coded our robot to remember what these functions are. So those 2 repeated sequences, we've told the robot these are the 2 sequences, function 1 and function 2, that he needs to remember to make our code more efficient. No, we haven't yet, but that's what we're doing.
That's what we're going to do. So we're going to now, I'll hold this up and you can start scanning it.
Cool. So again, we just go. Oh. Sorry, it's a bit hard doing it up. Function 1 remembered. Now our function 2 to remember. So this is going up that round part at the top of the heart. Okay. It's Amir. He's remembering it. So if we come back to our screen here, where you can see.
A little bit top. So here we've got the code for the functions. And as you can tell, oh my gosh, it's so much smaller.
Yes.
So that's the power of functions, because we're actually told the robot to remember, and computationally it's the same, but when it comes to actually writing it out, it's a lot smaller and it's a lot more convenient, because we can go, oh, we remember what function 1 is. Function 1 is our loop. Oh, we remember what function 2 is. That's that side of the heart. So then it's teaching kids not only to solve the problem, but how do we actually make it more efficient, or how do we make it more aligned to how we do the coding, which I really love. Okay,
Yes.
So let's see if we've got it right.
Yes, let's go for it. Okay, so function 1, that's our first loop. function 2. Now
We
let's
run the
see.
diagram. So we'll go top down.
And we can see if we got them all the way around. I'm sorry.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. So we've got our loop. So
this is our first loop that we're doing, that it's remembering, I should say.
Yep. Oh, there we go.
You can see when it does that, it's just correcting itself. Obviously, when it's on the tiles, it's getting itself into the middle. There he goes. It's really testing our coding skills this morning to see if we got it all the way around.
It's okay if not, because I think part of coding and part of learning is debugging, right?
Definitely.
And debugging is just saying, oh, you've made a mistake. How do we correct it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not about you're wrong or right. It's like, how do we get to the end destination?
Definitely.
Which is what collaboration and teamwork is all about in the end. It's what
Definitely.
everyday life is like. We're all working towards the same goal.
Definitely. Very well explained. I like that. It is definitely. And that's... Oh, no.
I made an error. So that's why we have the handy stop program if you've made an error, so we can clear it out.
So that was the forward.
That was the forward.
So it needs to be a forward after this one, I think, isn't it? Turn left.
So we've ran the function 1. So the robot have to go to the start point to carry out its next task.
No. So I think what you're meaning from that question is how we've kind of broken it down and done little pieces. No. So obviously we've broken it down in the basic way, but for it, you can just kind of go around and do each part as it goes if you're wanting to do that to sort of teach them how to work it. So no, it doesn't have to go back to the beginning every time if that's not what you're kind of doing. But in this webinar, we're wanting to show you the different ways of how you code it for the different age levels. So that's why we've gone back to the beginning every time. Hopefully that makes sense. Sorry. Any other questions while we're just debugging and figuring out how we can get this right?
Okay.
The other thing that I quite like about this lesson is, as you can see, we've obviously done this in a pair. So in the lesson with your students, you can do it in pairs where you can have one person kind of getting the code and the other person watching the robot and things. So you can definitely work in pairs and things as well, which is great. This is great, as I can see the kids problem solving. Yeah, definitely. You can see that how the kids problem solve. You can break it down into smaller sections and carry it. Definitely. Very well said. Thank you, Shannon. Definitely. And like you can see right now, we're sort of working together well, Olivia's kind of in the hard yards at the moment as I'm talking to you guys.
How about we debug together with...
Great idea.
Yeah. So I know that the start program here, we get up to tile 8 pretty smoothly. And that's our function 1. So we go to tile 8. Okay, so then it's like, okay, where do we get it wrong? Well, we know at tile 16, he accidentally turns incorrectly.
No, not this one.
Oh, it was tile 12. So tile 12, he turns incorrectly. So forward is correct and run function 2. Let's check our second functions here.
And this is how you can, like we say, we step it out with the kids. So you're literally picking up the robot and you're working around. If we just quickly show down's probably easier. You're literally stepping it out with the kids to kind of work out where you've gone wrong. And then you'll see. So we've gone forward, right, forward, right, forward.
Sorry, you went too fast there.
Sorry. So forward, turn right.
I just want to check that we're going through the, so forward, turn right.
Then forward, turn right, forward. Then if we go back to our big sequence here, we've gone forward and
we've gone function 2. So
sorry.
Turn left,
forward.
We needed to go forward twice.
Haha, there you go, we figured it out. So we need our number 2 in there. Here goes up here.
Yeah, I need there.
Cool.
So
we're just gonna, I'll go side view so you can kind of see what Olivia's doing here. We've added our 2 in, so that's what's fallen off our little guy. So we're gonna try it again.
Yep. Oh, there was because we cleared the robot, what happens is we need to re-record our function. So uno momento. So we record our start, we exit this again. So when you stop a program, you clear it out. What that means is that you clear out also the functions that KaiBot remembers.
Yeah, all his memory.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, thank you for the feedback, Shannon. Really appreciate it. Yeah, it is a great way to break the code down.
So now we're going to start our sequence again. See if we were right. So we go run function 1, forward, run function 2, turn left, and now we know we have to go forward twice. And then we turn left, repeat the same function at the top of the heart.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go forward, we turn right, we run function 1, and then we end. And we'll see if we just got it. And even if I didn't get it, that's not the point of the whole exercise. It's fun. Oh, sure. That's a good point. Thank you, Nikki. Even if I got it incorrect or wrong, doesn't mean that's necessarily a bad thing.
No.
So is a function like a separate code program that you run inside the program? Oh, but yeah, kind of like that. So if I talk about what function is again, so it's kind of like what we're telling the robot to remember. So yeah, it's like a program within the program. So that's a good way of thinking about it as well. I like thinking of it like telling my boyfriend to remember to wash the dishes. Instead of saying the whole remember to wash the dishes, I tell him the dishes, wash the dishes. And he knows the function he needs to execute is washing the dishes.
Kind of similar with my kids and brushing their teeth. I just look at them and say, come on, teeth. And they know that they need to brush their teeth. So yeah, there's ways that you can relate this to everyday life all the time. So cool. Now let's see if we got it right.
And it's okay if not.
Yes, exactly. It's all learning.
Yeah, there we go.
Cool. So you can obviously, just like how we've done today, and we've adapted this lesson plan from the heart attack, you can do that with any of our lesson plans. So you can change them and make them however you want. You could make it so that the finish line was just number 12 and not all the way around.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
Yes, I agree, Shannon. Great life skills through code.
Definitely. That's our aim. Cool. Now he's really nearly to the end here.
There we go. Last little bit. So we got there in the end.
We did.
We just went a little bit over time, 3 minutes over, but I hope that's all right with you all.
Please let us know if you've got any questions. If there's any other questions, I would love to hear from you.
So as you see, he made it.
Woohoo!
So we'll go back to front.
Cool.
And I'll just briefly talk about the standards that we've aligned it to. So as you can see from our PowerPoint, how long does this lesson take? That's a good question. So it depends on which area. So now we're going to go through the lesson. It's great. It depends on what area you're going to do the segment. So how old is your classroom? When would we be having the next class? We got someone asking for the next webinar. I'm so glad you loved it. So the next webinar will be on Kai's clan. So that's our senior robot, and that's going to be in
2 weeks, is it?
Yeah, 2 weeks time.
So not far to wait to see us again.
Yes. And in terms of KaiBot, the next one will be probably next month or something along those lines. If you follow us, our general newsletter or our emails, or if you follow us on any of our socials, so that's Instagram, Twitter, how can we buy the kit? Oh, okay. Well, I guess we can jump to that then. Good.
So yeah, definitely follow us on all of our socials and things. As far as buying kits, yes, definitely.
We'll show you right now.
You can buy through our online web store. You can obviously email us directly, and we can help you out and guide you through giving you quotes and seeing how you would like to purchase some things. We can do POs and all sorts of things. So just get in touch with us. Feel free to email myself or Renelle or anyone of the team, and we can assist you.
So I'm going to show you how to go buy it. Follow our website. I'll post it into the chat as well shortly. And then we go where to buy. So I'll just post it into the chat. And we go where to buy, and then we click buy online or buy local if you've got an area of equivalent. And then you see our products right here. So I recommend the intro pack with KaiBot. So you get 1 robot and 10 tiles. But if you want to do this in a classroom or a bigger setting, I highly recommend the classroom packs because they come with charging docks 1 to 30, so you can do things like heart attack, and as well as got the advanced coding card, so that has the additional parts.
All the functions and all the fun bits for students to get involved in.
But if you just want a tester, intro pack is the best way to go. So then you just go add to cart and go through the shopping process. So we go here, just like buying online, and we check out.
Perfect. Now, just go back to the other question before in regards to lessons and things.
Do cards come?
Yes. The basic coding cards come with them. You can buy additional advanced coding cards and things as well. So that's perfect. As far as the lesson plan and things, perfect. So as far as the lesson plan, like we said at the beginning, we've got lots of different lesson plans and things. Let me share screen again. And it says at the beginning of, here it is, of how the lesson plan and things and how you can kind of integrate it into your lesson and things more. And how long it may take, depending, like Olivia said, depending on what level of students you're teaching, as to how it will go. I just want to very briefly, if I can, show you, obviously, if you're working with your older students, you can actually go onto our conundrum.com as well, which is really great. So
if you click start, you could just hide that.
Oh, yeah.
And we click start.
So you can actually pair your robot to exactly what we've done here with so you can see here, if we do our top-down view, we've actually done this with our little heart here. So you can actually go through like so, and you can collect all your coins, and you can add lots of fun things in there for kids to do. You've got all your like emotional learning and things, so you can say how they're feeling along the way. You can do little Easter egg fun things, and all sorts.
If you don't want them to use the arrow keys to control the robot, you can teach them using Blockly. And if you code the cards, the physical robot, and you Bluetooth it with the conundrum.com, it'll come into here and it will show as the Blockly. So you can see what your coding cards look like in Blockly. And then you can get your kids to actually go, actually, it's more efficient to code with dragging and dropping and typing over grabbing the cards. And then from there, if you've got a really smart kid, you can start introducing them to Python. And this is what I really love about Kai's, is that we integrate throughout the whole process. So you can even go to that sort of extreme level.
Yes. So I just wanted to very briefly show you that, just because that adds that next dimension from that kind of screen-free coding into that screen.
Shannon's asked a good question. Have you got a link to this, and is there a subscription? So conundrum.com has no subscription. It is free. If you type up what I've just said,
conundrum.com,
it will come up, but I can send you the link as well down here.
So so you can use both, like Renelle said, you can use both virtual robots as well as physical robots. So you can kind of, do it with your keys or do it with Blockly, or you can Bluetooth your physical robot to in the classroom, and you can watch your physical robot do what they're either typing into Blockly or Python or whatever as well. So it's great to see all the things that you can do with it. Any other questions in regards to anything?
Any other questions? This is just to show what standards around the heart or Cupids coding path goes through? Can I download the cards?
Yes, you can. That's all done through our website. So if you have a look through our website, there is a link in resources saying download coding cards, so you can. We also have them in Braille. That's correct for now. Thank you. So yeah, definitely we want to make it as inclusive as possible. But yeah, we've got them different languages too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So those are the standards that the Cupids Path accommodates, and it also accommodates the standards as you start introducing the other elements. So if you had a class who's this, let's do the basic movement, and then let's do the loops, and then let's do the functions. That's three lessons with one lesson plan and one solution. So that makes it easy for you, but it also gives the kids a lot of exploration, and the staggering, I think, is really
Definitely
perfect. So as our conclusion for this presentation and webinar, we wanted to just say scaffolding the coding process isn't hard. And
yes,
we hope we've made it a little easier through having the different types of cards, from easy movements and functions to loops, and then from the endpoint, which is conundrum.com, Blockly, and then Python at the end.
Definitely.
Do we have any last questions? Or
this
was
wonderful. We're so glad you enjoyed it. And yeah, like I said, if you guys have any other questions that you think of, anything else that we can assist you with, please feel free to email any of us. We would love to get in touch with you and help you as best you can, and see how you can integrate it into your lessons and how you can make it work for you and your students, because that's what we want it to do. So
no, thank you, Carol. Thank you for teaching kids to code.
Yes, indeed. So thank you, guys. We've we really appreciate our little community with all of your teachers. We've had to just create their own lesson plans and put them on here as well. So thank you for all those teachers and things. It's all about working together and making this fun for our students and teaching them how to code. It's pretty exciting. It's the way of the future. So all perfect things to be teaching our little ladies. So
thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And like Olivia said, we have got another webinar. Keep an eye on all of our socials. We've got our space race coming up, don't we?
Yes.
So we're doing our next webinar in a couple of weeks. I think it's the 25th.
We're going to see the dates.
Oh, sorry.
But yes.
But yes, we are going to do one for Kai's Clan. We do try and do webinars monthly, and we try and sort of change them from Kai's Clan to KaiBot, just so that you guys can get a little bit of view of anything. But if you have any feedback or anything that you would like to see from us, please feel free again to email us or write down in the chat here if there's anything that you would like to see from us.
Yeah.
We would love to share more with you.
We would love to help you guys out. So if there's anything you would want to see, even on YouTube, so shout out to the YouTube. It's going to be posted here, posted on our YouTube account. Comment down below if you want to see a specific lesson or like how do I apply it to the standard, and we'll do it.
Definitely, because I mean everything can be adapted, everything can be, make it work for you and your students and everything. You can actually change any of our lesson plans to make it work, make it maths related, make it literacy related, like how we were doing in conundrum.com. You're collecting coins and things away, so you can kind of make it maths related that way. You can have little languages things along the way that they can collect to make it.
Or KaiBot has a diary to where he's going to code the path. So there's plenty of options.
There's lots of options. So please feel free to reach out if you need any assistance with anything. That's what we're here for.
Okay, great.
But otherwise, have a lovely Valentine's Day, everyone. Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Yes.
Share the love.
Definitely.
And the kindness.
Yes.